Hey everyone. Today we're going to work on our third video for creating the slides in our ongoing JUMC streaming instructional series. If you recall, in the last video we worked on, we created the in-service announcements and the worship leader title slides. Today we're going to work on the opening hymn. And this is a little bit more challenging because it involves a little bit more detail. But essentially, we'll go through the notes here, and then we'll go right into ProPresenter and start working on it. So the opening hymn is created by the image team. That's us. It's created in ProPresenter, and the contents will be imported from the clipboard. And we'll use the Reflow editor, which is a really cool tool within ProPresenter, and we'll change the background, and we'll save all the images, all the slides. And this can be done anytime after the worship plan has been emailed. So this is the first time where we're going to be using the worship plan here to sort of inform us. So if you recall, every Sunday the pastor emails us the worship plan, and this is an example of the worship plan that he emailed last week. It's for tomorrow's service, February 7th, fifth Sunday after Epiphany. This is where we get the title of the service, where we put that in our opening slide. It's also where we get the name of the worship leader, in this case Jerry Pfeiffer. And we also happen to get from here the opening hymn, which is, where is it? Let's see, prelude, announcements, opening hymn, which is UMH number 395. So take time to be holy. So let's remember that, because we're gonna find the lyrics for this opening hymn online, and we're gonna bring it into ProPresenter. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to, in our browser, we're going to, of course I forgot the name of the hymn right away, of course, UMH 395, Take Time to Be Holy. So let's go in our browser and we'll type in Take Time to Be Holy, and then I like to add the word lyrics afterwards. It disambiguates a little bit, and sometimes you get lucky and you'll see all four verses, in this case 1, 2, 3, 4 verses, show up right here. I'm not sure that this is the right hymn, but what you can do is you can go to your hymnal and check to make sure that it's the right word. Sometimes the words differ based on where you get it. But let's assume that this is correct. If it's not, you find another source where it is correct. So we're going to go ahead and copy this onto the clipboard, and you'll notice the first line is, in fact, the Take Time to Be Holy is the name of the song. So we're going to go into ProPresenter and begin importing it. So if we go up to File, Import, Text from Clipboard, it says there's no text on the clipboard to import. This is a technical glitch on my part. I'm gonna go ahead and fix that briefly. This is because I'm remoted in. So give me a second. You can ignore this just for a second here. Let's see. One of these gives me the ability to use the clipboard. See, press and hold left to shift access options, relative mouse displays, upload, download, support, stats. I wonder where that is. I must be missing it because I'm making a video, and because when you make a video, you lose your mind. So we're going to do, sorry about that, guys. So we're going to do the same thing from within the church computer. So now we're in the church computer. I'm going to do that very quickly. You get to see me do it twice. Lucky all of us. I'm going to show more here. We're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to copy this, and this time, because I'm doing it from within the church computer, it will copy to the church computer's clipboard, which I know it seems silly, but it's unfortunately the way it has to be done. So now we go to File, Import, from Text from Clipboard, and look, we have text from the clipboard. Now there's a couple of things I want to take note of here. We're gonna slides are delimited by line break, so that's fine. And this number here needs to be adjusted based on the hymn. So let's go back and look at the hymn briefly. Here we go, looking at the hymn. There seem to be 4 lines per verse, and I think a good way to break this up would be 2 lines per slide. So the way it's selected here is 2 lines per slide, and that's great. And the line break will work there. And we're going to put it in the library here called songs. And when we import it, the thing that it doesn't let you do is change the title. So when we import it, it's going to create a song in our songs library. We're going to find that. And the song is going to be basically titled after the first line of on the clipboard. So in this case, it's Take Time to Be Holy, Speak Oft with Thy Lord. So in here, in the songs library, you'll find a song called Take Time to Be Holy, Speak Oft with Thy Lord. And that song has basically been imported in here. And as we asked it to do, it created 2 lines per slide. And we're going to use the reflow editor to do a little bit of refinement here. So we're going to, up here on this, at this line, we're going to click on the reflow editor. And what this does is it gives us a view of the song slide by slide. So you can see the 8 slides here, and you can see them represented here in text form. And we're going to adjust this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a title slide, because when we show it in the service, we want to show the title for the first slide. So we're going to copy the name of the song, it just happens to be there. We're going to hold down the control key and hit enter, and when you hold control enter, it creates a new slide for you. So we're going to say UMH, and as everyone knows, I can't remember anything at all. I'm going to go back to my email and find the name of not the name of the hymn, but the num. So this is UMH number 395. So we'll go back to here, and we'll say UMH 395. And I don't think we're using numbers. No, we're not. Oh, of course, something's not right there. Let's try again here. UMH 395. There we go. And my fingers are not working as well as I'd like them to. I'm just going to hit enter there, and it creates a line break on the slide, but it doesn't create a new slide. So here we are. Now we have 2 lines per slide, and let me bring this down and make it a little easier to understand. So what we have, I just zoomed out basically. We have the title slide here, and then we have all of the 4 verses, but they're not organized in any way. So we're going to grab this little triangle here, and we're going to group them. We're going to call this title, and then we're going to call, and what it did is it just created a group called title, and it assigned all the slides to it. So after title, we're going to go we're going to use the group called verse 1, and we know each verse has 4 lines, so we're going to go down 2 slides, and we're going to do group, and we're going to say verse 2, and the next we're going to go down 2 more slides, and we're going to say, let's see, 2 and 3 are verse 1, 4 and 5 are verse 2. So starting on slide 6, we're going to do verse 3, group verse 3, and this is as fast and easy as the reflow editor can get. So we're going to go to group again, and we're going to say this is verse 4. So now we have the title and 4 verses, verses 1 through 4. And we are now done with this. We're done editing this song. So the next thing we want to do is change the name of this slide to match our library. So we'll say UMH 395. Take Time to Be Holy is the title, and we don't have to put the rest of the first line in there. And we're done. And because interesting, because we already had because this is a practice session and somebody already created this song, I'm going to create a Take Time to Be Holy, and we'll call it practice. Just so it shows up in the library, and we can we can understand what we just did. So we're going to go rename again, so we can get in there and edit it. We'll say UMH 395. Take time to be holy. And you'll notice here it is, UMH 395, take time to be holy, practice, which is right under UMH 395, take time to be holy. I think Steve created this week. So we're going to copy this just like we did for the other elements. We'll copy it, and we'll go down to our practice Sunday service. Here we are. And we'll go to our opening hymn. Because this is the opening hymn right here, opening hymn first slide, and underneath that is our opening hymn. So we'll go ahead and paste it in, and there it is. UMH 395, take time to be holy, practice. So assuming that that's correct, we can delete the old one. This is usually from the previous week. And we can check to make sure this works. So let's go up to show, and we'll click on the hymn first slide. And that will, this presentation, hymn first slide, is essentially just sets the background and the format for the hymn itself. So if we click on the first slide, it automatically advances to the hymn. And we can see in our little preview here that in the house it has that moving background, and it has this text here, and on the stream it has the same thing. So there's the title slide, and here are all the verses. And if you were to, if you're really thinking fast on your feet, which sometimes we are and sometimes we're not, you can use these quick keys. So let's imagine you needed to go from verse 1 to verse 3. If we just hit the D key, it brings us right to verse 3. Right to verse 3. Or E brings us to the next one. F brings us to the next one. So you can navigate through the song using quick keys. Let's hold that off for some advanced work. Primarily, this is all we really need to do. But there's one other thing I wanted to show you, and that is the use of the arrangements. So if you click on the arrangements button, oftentimes you'll find that a song has a chorus that's sung in between verses, and if that were the case, then when you would have assigned one of the groups to the chorus group, and then you can use this arrangements here to create a new arrangement. And let's call this, we'll call this We Like Verse 2, right? So we really like verse 2. We're going to call an arrangement We Like Verse 2. And we're going to take verse 2 and we're going to stick it in. We're going to just keep repeating verse 2 over and over at the end, like a real Pentecostal, right? We might do this for 15 minutes. And this arrangement now is We Like Verse 2 arrangement. And we can choose whatever arrangement we want to play on this during the service. And if we take a look here at the song itself, we just jumped a little bit in the service. But here's the song I'm sorry. Zoom up a little bit. Scroll up. Here's a song we just created right here, and you'll notice it has the 4 verses. But if we choose another arrangement, it will add the verses again. It will create essentially the new arrangement. So we're not gonna use that arrangement tomorrow. So we'll go back to the master arrangement, which only has the 4 verses. But this is a great way for us to reduce our workflow a little bit. So if we want to create a new arrangement, we have a whole library full of songs now. We can rearrange them, we can mix and match them, and we can use this arrangements tool in order to do that. So that's how you bring a song in and edit it using the Reflow editor. And the last thing you want to do after you've done this, or you want to do it at some point, is to make sure that the lyrics you brought in are the ones that match the United Methodist hymnal. If oftentimes you'll find lyrics online that don't match the hymnal, so there's a reminder. Just make sure you bring a hymnal home with you. There are plenty laying around the church, and make sure that the lyrics match. So the next time, so the next video we make, let's go back to our spreadsheet here. We just finished the opening hymn. Good for us. We'll make that green. The next video is essentially going to be the same thing. We probably won't do a video on the prayer song because it's essentially exactly the same process. But we will do a video on the scripture. So let's let's in our next video we'll talk about how we could do essentially the same thing but by pulling in the scripture.